A dream wrapped a spinning fire. The NFT in us are diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From new coins to tokens, he's got all the intel.
Yo, boys. Mega GMs, guys. All right. It's Friday, man. Happy Friday, TGIF. That's for Choina. That's for our bro Choina, who's fucking back at home finally. Let's see if we get a Choina appearance today, but plenty to talk about. Biggie, good morning. Katz, good morning. Murray, good morning. Live in all the usual spots. We're live on Abstract. We're live on X. We're live on YouTube. Live on Kick now, too. Weird. Yeah, that one's weird, but we got to test it out. I think there's some crypto degens over there. Let's get them plugged into the good shit. How about it? They deserve it, too. Not a great morning. Not a great morning going by news and some things said that probably will impact this market. So all of a sudden, we're still looking for that banana zone. We're kind of at the start of that. I mean, geez, we're like days removed from Bitcoin all-time high, but looks like we're going to hit a little bumpy spot here over the next, I don't know, couple days, couple weeks, whatever. Weather this storm. Drop King, good morning. Yo, smash the like wherever you are watching, though. Come over to YouTube and subscribe over here. We did a little experimenting yesterday. You guys probably caught it. Some of you definitely did. But not just the live morning show yesterday. Right, we've been tweaking and experimenting and whatever. We ended up with 3 shows yesterday, 3 different streams. Not all of them on YouTube. Most of them will be, by the way, but 3 different streams. Our morning Swarm Report. We went live just 30, 45 minutes later when Solace went live. And so we covered that. What a crazy thing that was. And we'll review how that launch went. You know, spoiler, it broke every record on the platform on virtuals. But then we went live during the Claynosaurus mint. And so, man, if you didn't catch that, there it is. And even had one of the co-founders of Claynosaurus pop into the chat. A little too busy to come up and chat with us on screen, right, on the stream here, but really cool getting him in the chat. We will get Claynosaurus on the show at some point here. We'll definitely talk about their mint. But yeah, dude, we had a lot yesterday. I mean, it was probably like 4 or 5 hours of streams yesterday. It won't always be like that. In fact, I'm still trying to find that sweet spot. And what I always pictured the like extra videos, extra streams, I picture those being like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Here's the topic. Boom, get into it. Do some riffing on it. And then there we go. Yeah, tell you what, the second stream, the Solace live coverage, that was only on X and Abstract. So that wasn't on, that wasn't on YouTube. But the Claynosaurus one, I think, was everywhere. So anyway, probably helps getting a schedule, but I want it to be a little more like kind of eventy, like just when something's happening. Regardless, the morning show happens when it happens every day. 9 a.m. Eastern time. Got some great guests loaded up next week. The only one I'm going to confirm for you right here, right now, I'll pull it up on screen, actually. By the way, follow me on X. It's Hudah_idiot. Again, on YouTube, it's CryptoSlam. But coming up on Wednesday, it's Bunshu from Billy Betts. And, I've been looking forward to this one for a long, long time. And their team is excellent. They have, I think, one of the best agents out there. Look, when everything settles, we're going to start seeing which agents are just kind of fluff and words and hype, riding the hype, and which have a real product that's going to last and, can last for the long term. And Billy Betts is one of the few that I think is that. A real product, actual utility, something that has such like broad appeal outside of like even just crypto or AI, the whole sports betting market. That's a real deal product there. So, yeah, really looking forward to that. So that's going to be Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Bunshu from the Billy Betts squad be on this show. And we'll have a couple more coming here, too. I would expect, guys, probably almost every day next week we'll have a guest. Just want to get some of those locked in, but you don't want to miss it. Follow on CryptoSlam IO over on X as well. And then the Swarm _AI. Still some announcements coming here, of course. Probably have an update of today of sorts. At least I'll have one, so I have an idea of when when some of the news is dropping. But yeah, this is coming very, very, very soon. And of course, ACP coming really soon. All right, let's get to the market. Want to jump very quickly over to the AI. In fact, let me go tweet out the show here too. But yeah, actually, while I'm doing that, we can rip at the same time. Yeah, so we get a tweet from Donald Trump this morning, and feels like it's undoing a lot of the progress we had here over the past, couple of weeks. Some of the tariff stuff being scaled back, the U.S. engaging in trade talks with China, and then this morning, Trump saying that maybe it's not going so well. That China's violated its agreement. I don't think we know what the agreement even was, but China not playing nice with us now. Setting us up for, I think, a pretty dog shit weekend and probably a couple of weeks here. Now, what adds to the uncertainty here? Is, I mean, man, a U.S. court paused those tariffs, the Trump Liberation Day tariffs. Court paused it, says Trump doesn't have authority to implement those kind of tariffs. Well, while the Trump administration is challenging it, tariffs are back on. It's that period of volatility. We've been in it for a year now. It's just that continues. The same old continues here. And tell you what, I think whatever this is a short-term thing. And then Banana Zone resumes here. But again, it's not just Trump saying it. It's others in his administration saying it too. Again, China's playing hardball here. Market's not liking it. So we're waiting for open here in about 20 minutes, but the market probably not going to see a great day here today. That said, I think we got some market data. Was it like some inflation numbers came in? Hang on, let me see if I have that saved here. Let me see if I can find it. But without even pulling it up, I can tell you like inflation's down. I think we're down at like September 2024 levels, and so eyes are on rate cuts here. Trump met with Powell to discuss rate cuts. Right, that's probably not super far off too. I'm not going to look for that tweet, but just know, bumpy few days. And, the entertaining part is probably in this James Wynn character who, guys, this guy's wild. This guy turned a bag of a couple million and went crazy with leverage trading. Had $1 billion position here. And you saw, well, I hope you saw, if not, I'll tell you, a coordinated effort to wipe this guy out. The market, you saw a dip over the past couple days, right? We were hanging around 110K Bitcoin. The market pulls back to 106 or like 105. I think it's like 105.6. That's market manipulation. That's a whole bunch of big players here pushing the price of Bitcoin down to wipe this guy out. And it worked. It totally worked. In fact, you look at his X account and he says, if you ever needed proof of market manipulation, it's here. Now he knows for sure. It's exactly what happened. Yeah, the market moves organically too from like organic trading, but this is pure market manipulation. Dude down. This is his P&L down 100 mil. Now some of that wasn't like realized profits, right? Like he said, he took 3 or 4 mil up to 100 mil, made these leverage bets on that would have seen him make $1 billion if it played out. It didn't. He was wiped out, and he's done now, right? For now he's done. But dude, make no mistake, it's a highly, highly, highly manipulated market. It's why I think things like TA are just so tricky. It matters to a degree. It does. Here's some of those numbers, right? April PCE. Inflation falls to 2.1%, below the expected 2.2%. That does matter. It's great. Core CPE falls to 2.5, about what was expected here. Lowest level since September 2024. Rate cuts coming. Most don't think so. At least not yet, but it'll be here. Taking a look at crypto here, Bitcoin 105.8, down 2.5%, right? This is what we're going to be. This is us for the next, again, few days, couple of weeks, probably at most, but, a pullback. The China stuff and tariff stuff is super disruptive. ETH at 2,600, Ripple 220, Solana 162. If we look at our top gainers here, probably not going to see anything crazy. Yeah, and there you go. Leo up just 2%, Kronos up 0.9%, White Bitcoin up 0.7, Fastcoin up 0.3, BNB, well, that's USDC, so forget that. Top losers, though, this is where we'll see some, well, actually, it's not even as extreme as I was thinking here. Bonk down just over 10%, Arbitrum down the same, 10.7, Fartcoin down 10.6, Athena down 10.6, and Optimism down 9.7. Not crazy. Not so crazy. Now, on the ETF side, Bitcoin here, $346 million in outflows. Our worst day in a couple weeks here, 3-ish weeks. Probably longer than that, to be honest. Like, it's a first day of outflows period in about 3 weeks, but we're going to have to go back quite a bit further to see similar. So the market kind of rocked yesterday. ETH, though, completely different story. 91 million inflows, one of our best days of the past few weeks. So a lot of people think Ethereum season's loading. I kind of do too. We'll keep our eyes on that. On the NFT side, 14.1 million cross-chain sales. Sellers were up. Buyers are down. Transactions down. Actually, wow, dude, we got trade profits in the positive. That's a rare sight, but we got it. Let's peek at that for a second. Yeah, 33K. It's not much. We'll take it. Really, our next best day or prior best day was, 1,600 in the negative. But aside from that, you guys know we're always about 1 million in the negative here. 500K to 1 million in the negative. This is our best day in many, many, many weeks. Probably a bit longer than that, but 33K in the positive. Love it. Let's see if we get some momentum. Better believe a lot of those profits actually coming from GVC, which are cooking, boys, cooking. Your top collections, Courtyard, D-Market, CryptoPunks, GVC. Guys broke an ETH yesterday. Flip Doodles briefly. It's happening. Guardian Heroes, Mutant Apes, Bored Apes. And who else belongs up here? We'll just give some love to these few right here. DKT NFT, Strat Option, and Bad Buns. Decent. Just decent. Man, NFT season loading, though. I hope you guys feel it. We've been talking about that, pointing it out that NFT season is loading here. And, man, seeing a collection like GVC do what it's doing is one of those big signs. OpenSea's really starting to ramp things up. I'll save the NFT talk for after. I do want to get to AI tokens, what's coming. How are things performing? But just know that NFT season's absolutely loading. It's just about go time. In fact, I think it is go time now. And your top NFT sale, it's Punk 5586. This guy goes for 70 ETH, $185,000. A few more Punk sales and autoglyph sales. Really good stuff. Really, really good stuff here. Keep our eyes on that. All right, let's take a look at the AI market here. Yesterday was a day, man. I know we don't see it in that total market cap, but yesterday was a day for AI. Interesting stuff. Also, keep in mind, well, okay, I was going to say, I wonder if most of the agent tokens launching on virtuals are included in here. They would be. They would be. And we're talking smaller market caps there. But anyway, AI market's down 8.12% in the past 24 hours. We're at a $10.56 billion market cap here. So down here. Fine. It's all good. We can handle that. Fartcoin is your top agent. We're going by market cap here. Still over $1 billion, followed by Ket, Turbo, Toshi, and AIXBT. On the infrastructure side, it's FET. Still cooking. Virtual, AI16Z, AGT, and Cookie. And then in DeFi, what do we got? Ask Venice, Griffane, Hey Anon, Olas, and Cortex. And again, guys, I really do think this is where we'll see more disruption coming. When something like Axelrod really starts cooking, I do think Axelrod's going to be more in DeFi. And I think you'll see some strong competition here. We'll see. We'll put these together by Mindshare, and who's our leader there? Yeah, Virtual still. With a growing lead, actually. Then Cookie, Ava, Fartcoin, AIXBT. Anybody new coming up? Bios coming up. Bios had a big partnership announcement today. Vader's been cooking with Mindshare too, by the way. So, yeah, just a quick review. Let's get to Virtuals. Guys, Virtuals has opened up the referral system. Not bad. Not bad, guys. Yeah, if you should get in on this. The TLDR, use the referral system. Anybody who's using your referral link, you're going to earn 20% of their fees. These fees were going to Virtuals before. They're basically giving all of it away. They're basically giving all their fees away. Which, again, it speaks to the Virtuals platform and, what's their motives. I just assume, guys, they've made so much money already in this AI run-up. I'm assuming they made so much money that they don't care about this stuff. I'm going to believe that they're, the good guys in this story. And it's hard to believe sometimes. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to believe they're the good guys in this story. They've made a ton of money. They still know what they're doing is going to continue to make them money, but it's spread it around. Keep users fed. I think it works. I've always felt like something like this could work. And we're seeing it play out live. And of course, they're so good that it looks like a red flag. How can it be that good? How can they just keep giving and giving and giving? And I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah, that's worth mentioning. So Kat scammed me yesterday. Legitimately, I'm not. I wish I were kidding, but I'm not. Kat scammed me yesterday. He's like, bro, how about this? How about I use your referral code and then you use mine? It's a genius fucking idea. It sounded good enough to me. And so I use Kat's referral code, as in now 20% of my fees go to Kat's, and I go to enter his, and it doesn't work. Oopsie. Oops. Who knows? No, I'm fucking around. Like, it didn't work, but who knew? Like, you can't referral guy. You can't use each other's codes. They just assume that there's some fuckery that way. So just be aware of that. Just like for real, you can't do it. They don't want people gaming the system. Cats. Oh, I had Cats going for a minute there. I did. Like yesterday, I had him stressing. But okay, back to virtuals. Anyway, you guys should do the referral stuff, and in fact, I'll drop my referral link. Let me see here. How would that work? If you use, well, let's put it this way. If you've learned a little bit here, hopefully you've learned a lot here. And you want to use my referral link for your trading, all that means if you guys trade, I'll get 20% of your fees. I'd be happy and honored to take your fees. So there we go. Link over there. But anyway, back to virtual, and I just want to say again, the ecosystem is so good. They still keep giving and giving and giving. I'm just being very real about this. For me, it sets off red flags. And I don't mean that in a way that I'm like super suspicious of them. I just mean that that's normally how you would act. If it's too good to be true, it probably is, we always hear, right? You know what I mean? And they happen to be really fucking good. I don't know. And I just wonder with them if it's actually true. I think it is. Anyway, the referral thing is great. Expect this ecosystem to grow more and more and more. We shall see, especially with things like this happening. That cook that is Solace yesterday, record-breaking by every metric. We're talking oversubscription, record-breaking. Participants, record-breaking. Number of virtual committed, same. Also, I think the number of points. I think the number of points committed to get that number one spot, I believe, was a record 4.1 million points to lock up the top spot. And then a record market cap. Everything. And so, guys, it's probably a good point or place to remind you. You're going to want to take profits at some point. You are. Why wouldn't you want to? And it's about being selective of when you take profits. Here's somebody, look, I don't know that this person took profits on Solace. I don't know. But this person turned $1,000 into 51,000. If you have that kind of opportunity where you get some life-changing returns, right? If you get that, please sell, right? I mean, what I do you. But that's my game plan. I'm looking to get a big win like that. That's a 50x, right? So this is somebody who didn't even hit like one of the biggest launches. That's somebody who just got a big allocation, right? Bunch of points. They were able to ride a 50x, which a 50x in this space is like a token that goes to 10 mil. We see that like almost we see that a few times a week. Now imagine if he did that on Solace, which, guys, was a 250, 260x. Come on, man. You hit those kind of things, you take those profits. Do it. Get your 10 days of jail. You change if your goal is get in here and impact your life, do it. This is just your reminder that those opportunities are coming. Katz told me earlier he doesn't think it's as early anymore. I agree with him. It's early enough, but I've struggled to say we're early. Early to a couple more things coming out. And just because we're not early doesn't mean the good times aren't going to still be here for a while. They are. In fact, I still think this is I think it's more than a new meta. And I think this is very, very sustainable. Low market cap token pre-sales. It's exactly what Loud is doing now. Loud is doing this, guys. For Loud, you're going to potentially turn like 0.2 Sol. If you get in on the pre-sale at today's valuation of that Loud token, 0.2 Sol is going to be worth like 10 grand. Right? This meta is going to work, and it'll keep working. It works until there's no demand for tokens, and we're not there yet. So if we're not early anymore, fine. The wins are still going to be there. I don't think that's a terrible idea. We'll get to GVC. They're absolutely cooking. But yeah, let's review some of these token launches. Really just the big one yesterday. I'll tell you, bookies come back down to reality a little more where I thought it would be. Same with Solace. This art token's down to a 600K market cap. And I want you to know, too, this art one's tricky, man. The lockup period's 183 days. So points there for sure. But like that token, 600K market cap. Now, you're still 2-3x from pre-sale. But, to me, this was a dear F tier drop. Still, you're up 2-3x. Solace, I wouldn't even put Solace in an S tier. I put a Solace at an A tier. Solace shows how valuable hype is. And they got hype for good reasons, not like artificial hype, but it shows how valuable hype is because, guys, Solace is an AI companion. We got other AI companions out there like, is it Mellow? I think it's Mellow. And Mellow's at 1 million market cap. They just don't have the hype and attention that Solace has. Similar products. One's at 1 million. The other one hits 65 mil. What's the difference? Marketing. Aura. That kind of thing. But here's a look at Solace. Solace launched yesterday. Out of the gates, guys. Ran up. And by the way, they've gotten this corrected now as far as locked supply no longer counts into the market cap. They were showing FDV. So we could probably adjust all our numbers yesterday. It didn't really hit 65 mil, right? It hit basically half of that or a fraction of that. It hit like 32 mil yesterday. That's still a monster number. In fact, let me look at the numbers here. Still, if you put in 225 let me think, 1,000 times. I mean, you're still looking at 150, 160x. Let's just for clean, easy, like let's say 200x. You got a 200x if you got in this pre-sale. I got how much? I got like half a soul worth. I mean, half a virtual worth. Let me see. Hang on. Let me find my balance here because I want people to see what numbers we're talking about. Let me see what I actually staked. It wasn't much. I think I got like 6,000 tokens, maybe even less. But what that turned into and why this is so worth playing. What did I? Okay, 2,600 tokens. So I did 3,000 points to Solace. It got me 2,600 tokens. Very little, right? But it was like half a virtual. What is that worth now? 32. I turned half a virtual into 32 virtual. Not worth selling and getting in timeout, right? I'm not going in timeout for 10 days over $68. But that shows you what happens here. $1 turns into 68 as of right now. If you got out at the top here, dude, this is where you're looking at that 150, 200x. Of course you sell there. Of course. That is where things start getting a little life-changing. Depends on you, all different levels of traders. But here it is. It's now settled in a different range here. We're talking, let's see, 12 mil, 13 mil. Again, this is no longer FDV we're seeing true market cap. This level feels right. 12 to 15 mil. That feels right. And I think we'll range here. I think this is a great agent. But it's the hype that really drove this thing. And Sniper has got in at block 0 and pushed this thing way up. Way up. Yeah, I never buy right in the opening. Wait for that first dump and buy there. And you'd probably be up if you did that. But Solace, massively successful launch. Again, the records it set. Market cap, participants, overcommitment or oversubscription, amount of virtual committed, everything. A record across the board. And I don't think this is our final record setter. While I think we're about to hit a slower period, I just mean slower. A little slower. A little bit. Right? We still have 5 more virtuals hackathon agents launching here. In fact, the number 2 finisher is still coming on the board at some point. We'll have some major launches. And I'm assuming we have some surprise launches coming here too. And I still think we're going to get some Solana launches, which that to me changes the game here. So Solace, big win. I think these tokens are locked for 3 or 4 months, which is tricky. Remember, you can't then sell your allocation during that time. You sell, you're in timeout. So in the meantime, you park it, you grind points. You sell if you're up big, right? Definitely do that. But Solace, major cook. I do want to check back over into Bookie. It's worth peeking at Bookie. Again, just get our feels for where we're at here. Bookie's now down to like 7-ish mil. Actually, a little dump here. Let's see what that's at. Again, 7 mil. I still like Bookie's fallen right where I thought it would be. To me, Bookie's a C or B tier. It's great. It's great agents, great team, all that. But I still think it's a good solid B. This is not A or S. I don't think we've seen an S tier launch yet. Other than like Axelrod, I do think Axelrod is probably A or S. Solace, I think, is A. Bookie, I think, is a solid B. Maybe it's a C plus, but we're right in that realm, right? That living at 7 mil or so makes a lot of sense. And I actually see some upside in this one right here. This is probably a really interesting spot to be getting in right here at 7 mil. In fact, maybe I get a little. In fact, you know what? I think I'm going to get just a little right now. Just to get trading, just to get some exposure. It's not much. 5 virtual worth. I like it here. And I'm not going to stake it yet. I'm going to buy it. And then if we run back up to 10 mil, I doubled my virtual. I like plays like that. So we're going to get a little bookie here. Let's see if we can get it to go through first try. That's a rare thing to happen here. Let's see. There we go. All right. AI rocket. We'll peek at that. Anyway, bookie's strong. 7 mil market cap. I'll take it here. I do think this, market right now, people are being a little cautious with what's going on, broader macro stuff. But what's coming up here now in the next week that's on people's radars? There's a few things, including one that's live right now that, look, it's got some attention. Verdant. Verdant's interesting. When Nick is an advisor, it's a gaming ecosystem where you stake your tokens, you grind out points through them. And it almost feels like you're like through some kind of delegation in the game, you actually grind out points over here. I don't totally understand how it works, but this is a deal they've worked out, I think, with virtuals. Through their game and through staking through Verdant, you do earn points. I think people are taking this one and trading it as just, look, a thing to spend your points on, because you are losing your points if you don't use them. So you do have to spend your points. Like, for example, I've got 32,000 now, not bad. Not great. People are earning millions a day. So 32K, whatever, grinding up. Every day I'm going higher and higher. I have 1,100 points expiring in a week. I got to use some. So this might be a good opportunity for me to go spend 1,000 points. Get into this launch. It's 500% oversubscribed. Even this, I'll call this one a C tier. This is a C tier. Maybe this is almost between C and D tier, but it's almost 600% oversubscribed. It's getting more competitive here. It is. But right now we don't have so many quality agents that it's spreading us thin. Right now it's not that. It's actually like worst case scenario. It's not quite that, but a lot of points right now, not a lot to spend it on. It's why it pushes something like Verdant up to 500-600%. And we'll see what happens with this as we get closer to the end. This might get closer to 700-800. And your better play on this might be wait for the launch, wait for it to dump, buy some there, and trade this one, get some points that way. I'm going to commit some just to get, some action today. Other than that, GPT or Chat 4 PT, it's got some attention. It's open now, and I don't know that this hits 100, but they've got a Spaces coming up with Vader. Maybe that moves the needle for them. But there's a couple coming that I do think will be winners. I'm not convinced about those other two, how big of wins they are, but when these complete, they almost definitely are at least up. ERM, I think, is going to do well. ERM and asynchronous, those are the two I think are going to do pretty damn well. ERM's still confusing a bit. I'll say that. ERM's still a little confusing. In fact, let me pull up a little breakdown on what they're doing here. I think right here. ERM is kind of confusing. They will be on the show next week. We're locking in a date. But I really am looking forward to talking to them. Like, look, without hype, what is this? A tier all the way through D tier, or S tier through D tier, or F tier. What is this? I kind of look at this as like a C tier, although it has hype, and you see what hype does for something like Solace. Escape room data. I'm talking IRL escape room data, somehow with a translation to like the digital space. Maybe it helps you design better games. Or maybe you have like an IRL escape room that you translate that to like also then a digital experience afterwards. I have a hard time putting together what the product is, other than its data. But how does that, what's the best way to say it? How does that really matter? Why do you need a token? It's all these questions we all want to see answered. I want to see them succeed big time. And I know this will be a winner when it goes live, but what exactly is it? ERM merging AI, Web3, and gaming to build Escape Room 3.0. So it sounds like more virtual experiences that they've already done, right, with Sandbox. Some virtual escape rooms. What's up, Cutie? Leveled up today, huh? Cutie, a day into his new year. Anyway, it's really interesting. What's the upside on something like this? This is what I struggle being able to predict or project. I don't know. I just don't know. escape room data. How does it matter for like the AI space here? Or if they found like a good product market fit in an ecosystem they know about and just we don't know as much about. Either way, keeping our eye on that. We'll get ERM on the show here. Really looking forward to that chat here. Asynchronous, similar story. It's like an AI agent launchpad and ecosystem. Deploy agents. These are cross-chain agents. Really like it. Also getting them on the show here. Got to lock in that date, but we're chatting. And this one will do well, especially with the backing they have. Backing from the Arbitrum Foundation, backing from Google Cloud, backing from NVIDIA. They've got the right partners. This is the next big win, I think. And by big win, look, I think asynchronous is more like a B tier, right? A lot of these other ones I'm putting at C. I think asynchronous is a lot more solid than most of the launches here. I would have put that cap middle at a B tier as well. I think asynchronous is right there. Good team, competent team, builders with a real product. Asynchronous, I think, is going to do well. Now, those B tiers, where do they end up? I picture asynchronous somewhere around where Bookie lives, right? That 5 to 7 mil. Even though Bookie got right 12 mil back down to 7, I think that's more realistic. 5 to 7 mil. That's where I got asynchronous, which is like a 20x from pre-sale. So I like asynchronous. I think I've told you guys, for me, asynchronous is the one I'm going to put probably a majority of my points into. Get a big old bag and tuck it away. And probably buy some to trade after the fact. That's my play here. Again, ERM's got the hype, so maybe that actually outperforms it because of that hype, but we'll see. These two I think are interesting. Cats, what was AI Rocket? What was that one? Agree with you here too, by the way. Yeah. Cass, what AI Rocket? Tell me what was that one? That's not the name of the project, is it? I'm pretty sure it's not. Upcoming. Yeah, which is AI Rocket? Also, I've been meaning to do a deeper dive on Oniro. That one, when I check that one, at least was interesting. I want to do I want to dive into that one a little deeper here. This one this was also another one I've got bookmarked to do a little more digging into. Oh, Rocket's an OG token. Okay. Yeah, guys, there's a few of these that are still actually pretty interesting. Also, I think Mosaic was interesting too. It's giving you basically a Twitter wallet. So kind of in the DeFi side, I thought that was interesting too. I need to feel out these a little more. I don't love Chat 4PT. That said, I think NFT season is heating up, and Chat 4PT is an AI play. An NFT play, right? It's like launch NFTs via there. It launches an agent that helps like promote it. There's something interesting there, and it comes from a guy who's got a token out already. He's got some experience. He's got some connections, and he's got that Vader space coming up. So there's just like it could get some attention and some hype. Not anything crazy. I think he's a good C tier, maybe. I think it's solid. I think GP Chat 4PT, again, solid. I think it's solid. What was the Rocket announcement, Cats? I'm curious. Oh, hey guys, we have another hackathon finisher on the board now. So, okay, automatic, right off the bat, you got another one circled that is a must do, a must play. Right? This is newer on the board. It's called Tweet Bounty. Top 5 at the hackathon. Interesting. Key opinion leader allocation intelligence transforms Twitter engagement into on-chain rewardable actions. This is the meta, man. It's InfoFi. How cool, right? Okay, Rocket providing pre-launch allocations on Genesis tokens without points. Oh, okay. This is also becoming another meta too, using Cookie. Right? Projects like Asynchronous are doing this too. In a way, they're doing their form, as in they've got a percent of their token supply that's bookmarked just for top Cookie mindshare people in their project. This is going to be a new thing. So allocating tokens to specific people that are holding specific tokens outside of the whole points game. That is a new meta that's bubbling up right now. Anyway, Tweet Bounty here. Let's see who's on this team. Because this is a winner. This is one to start game planning around too, okay? Definitely. As a hackathon finisher and something that's more in the mindshare InfoFi sector, this is a must play. It's a must play. In fact, as I dig into this one, This one could leapfrog every other one I have right now. Right? This could leapfrog asynchronous and ERM. It depends. I need to get a little more insight into this thing, but this could really, really be our top dog now. We'll see. I got to start getting some threads out here too, like really breaking these down. But okay, well, I'll dig into that. But just know that's 5-6 days off. That's a must play. Tweet bounty. See if people burn through their points before that too. Would be good for us. Okay. So let's peek at a couple more of those upcoming. Oh, Babysitter is a must play as well. Like, right, this is still one of my favorites. 3 weeks out, plenty of time to get points for that. That is also a must play. Let's see. Libera. Let's see. Encrypted messaging on Solana. Yeah, a lot of these I need to dig more into for sure. Sensei, that's been on there for a while. Stamina. Backdoor. Is it another InfoFi play? It's a lot coming up. I still think we'll get some surprises. Look at how Tweet Bounty kind of came out of nowhere on the board. So I'm expecting more of those. We still have the number 2. We've got the number 2. Actually, hang on. Was this the number 2? This might be it. Tweet Bounty might be the number 2 finisher. Let me go find real quick. Because if so, it's that's the one. If that was the number 1 or number 2 finisher. Okay, it's not. This was number 5. We're still waiting for number 2, which is called Intern. Here we go. So here's Tweet Bounty, Autonomous Media. So it's in the ACP. This is in the ACP. So yeah, Tweet Bounty is a must play. Must play. I think as of now, that's the one to target. That's the all-in plays, Tweet Bounty. But the Intern's going to show up here at any point too. So we keep an eye on that as well. Some good plays coming out, man. They're coming. Stay engaged. If you feel like the energy's starting to wind down here, it happens after a big launch like Solace. Stay very engaged. Stay very plugged in. Keep grinding those points. I'll show you my points for the past 24 hours. I like to show this daily so people know what you're working towards. Yet again, an all-time high for daily points. And guys, with daily active bonus, all-time high there too, right? Almost 500 points there. And what did I do yesterday? I bought some of that art token in the morning. And hang on, there was one other thing I did. I never bought Solace, so hang on. I just bought the art token, I believe. I don't think I did anything else. So 500 points just for that, and I did stake it. And then today I did Bookie. Well, I bought Bookie. I did not stake yet. That's all I did. So 500 points there. And then daily points for yapping. Again, I yap very fucking little. 8,800 points. I've trouble making the numbers make sense because I tweet so little, but in fact, you know what? Let me go see. Let me see what I tweeted. I want people to have like a good way to measure, what kind of engagement equals what kind of points. I did not have a lot of tweets yesterday, if any, about virtuals. Okay, there's that. I tweeted this. I tagged Solace, 3 likes. Okay, another tweet about Solace yesterday, 8 likes. Here's another tweet. Okay, so I have 3 tweets, 13 likes. That's it, guys. That's it. So we're talking like 15. This one too, I didn't tag anybody. This one's got 5. So we're talking maybe 20 likes across multiple tweets. Right? 20 likes across 5 tweets, and I got that. Cats, I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm doing very little engagement, and I'm getting those kind of points. Now, here's what it might come down to. And I don't know for sure. It might come down to they may have some kind of multiplier for smart followers, that kind of thing. They might. It might make sense that they do, right? Like my account's a little bigger. It's not big. I have like 8,000 followers. So it's not big, but it's not tiny. It might come down to smart followers. That's probably hard to see, but I have like 552 smart followers. That might give me some kind of multiplier. Even that's not a huge number. But it could be that. Yeah, so I'm telling you, Cass, it doesn't make a lot of sense at all. So it's got to be a multiplier for, if I'm guessing, smart followers. But it's why I know I'm wasting an opportunity. If I get some kind of multiplier and I can go put out some banger tweets to get good engagement, then that I think I'd start getting in the tens of thousands of points. So I probably should do that. Dude, Cats, you know what I'm shocked about? This is totally random, but Henry had tweeted out yesterday his smart followers, and I think he's just at 600. He's got a big enough account. I'm so surprised he's only got 600. Right? It's not like that's a bad number, but just how I'm 50 less than him, and he's got 3 times the followers or something. It's weird. I don't know. Just again, random thought. Just thinking through this again. Smart followers, I think, does matter. Keep grinding, guys. It's still the best way to get points. It's still the best way is tweeting. Get your points, spend your points, stay active, stake some, trade some. There's no perfect formula. Nobody's cracked the code yet, other than I think we've got the best game plan. I think we've got the best game plan here. Buy every day, right? Commit points every day, stake, go trade a little too, and then yap. Just a mix of those 3. Vader's a secret sauce too. Get some Vader, stake some Vader. It's wild too. Only 2% of points go to yapping. Active bonus trading gets you the most. 72% of points go to trading. So yeah, keep that all in mind. Yeah, that might be it. So smaller on the lower end of followers compared to like the big accounts, but I mean, what is that? If I could do numbers in my head, like 10, like 8% or so smart followers. So that's probably decent. But yeah, I'm wasting an opportunity. I mentioned again earlier today with like the extra video stuff. That's where I'm trying to find the balance. Time needs to go into tweeting. So I got to find the balance of more streams, but shorter, more time to tweet, grind up that way. I know it goes far. Because I see people paying groups to, get the engagement from their tweets. And I want to be able to get that too. I would love to do that with you guys too. If we can get a gang to do the, like the amplify kind of deal. We could build out something like that ourselves. We definitely could. Anyway, all of that. Let's get back on track. Tweet bounty. I think you got to circle them as the number 1 launch coming up, but I still put asynchronous as the number 1, like the dark horse, like the one that's just going to be a really solid play, will hold its value, guaranteed win, like that kind of thing. So those are my top 2. ERM's right there too. ERM more upside right at launch, but I think has more room to bleed out. And, over a long enough time, over a couple of months, I imagine asynchronous holds a better market cap than ERM. It's a pretty wild ecosystem, man. I love it. I just love it. We got some big announcements coming, man. Cats, we could do it. We could definitely do it. I know this. We've got a big old X factor. We'll talk about InfoFi at the tail end here, but I have some thoughts about InfoFi, how sustainable it is or isn't, but ways to offer something unique. It is video content. Anyway, updates from projects. Man, we know Axelrod's about to get a facelift. We know ACP is going live soon. So Axelrod, I think, is one of the most interesting plays out there still right now. In fact, if you're looking for agents to buy and stake that have some pretty good upside on them, Axelrod's one of the best. Obviously, our Swarm agent, same thing. But Axelrod's sitting here at an 18 mil market cap as the head of the ACP, the autonomous hedge fund trading DAO. That's a spicy play to me. These guys right here. In fact, you know what? I'm going to buy a little more of this. I really like this. I like Axelrod a lot. I think maybe I'll hold off for now. Maybe I don't need this quite yet, but I do think Axelrod's going to be a killer play. I do think this one's going to end up being in the 50 plus mil range. I should probably just make a bet on Swarm. I think that's probably the way. In fact, I'm going to do that here. I think Swarm is just looking at market cap, just purely by market cap and potential. I still think Swarm is like one of the spiciest opportunities out there. What's our market cap at? 880K. Yeah, I like this. Again, these are little amounts I'm doing. 5, 10. What's up, Q? I like Verdant. I like it. I actually don't. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I don't. I think Verdant is a solid C tier. Solid C. I don't think much of its future and potential, but it's a way to grind points. It's a way to be active. It's fine. It's something to do, and you do need to spend your points, so it's fine. All right, now this Swarm, I'm not necessarily going to stake that. I might just trade it. You know, if and when news comes. Obviously, we're all expecting news. We're all expecting ACP stuff, so I may just be trading that. But I think Axelrod also great play. Okay, news from Axelrod coming. There's redesign, but actually much bigger than that is a big partnership. This is a huge one. Partnership announced between Axelrod Basis, that BIOS token, and Arbus. Love that. I fucking love that. So you have the hedge fund manager, that's Axelrod, combined with the agentic InfoFi, that's Arbus, and then Basis, which is, I believe this is like leverage trading, but I think more than that, it's like yield farming. Very powerful partnership there. Very powerful. I'd love to see Swarm inserted in that Swarm there, right? You know, because I think that is a Swarm. I do think that's going to be an ACP. Would love to see Swarm in there too. Maybe we get there. Maybe we get there. But that's a great partnership. That makes a ton of sense. I just think trading, InfoFi plus trading plus, I think blockchain data is it. Full package. So big announcement. Probably moves the needle for Arbus a bit too. It's a good partnership. I like that. Speaking of Arbus Terminal goes live on Monday. Is that Monday? Hang on. No, next Thursday. Goes live on Thursday. So they've got a terminal that'll be open for everybody, but also a more advanced terminal for stakers. I'm still playing around on Arbus. I'm still looking for how I can make those useful for me. Panic, I've got access to it. In fact, I could pull it up here. It's like, we met with the Arbus guys, and I told them, I'm like, every time I see InfoFi, I want market data. And every time I see market data, I want InfoFi. It's like they just belong together. I need them both. So I look at Arbus and it's like, cool. I see the things that are hot and talked about. Only problem is I'm so dialed in. Most of you are so dialed in. I already know what's being talked about. I already know what's, the hot topic. So I feel like InfoFi is more useful for people who are like, don't have the time to stay as plugged in. And maybe I'm using it wrong. But for me, I just kind of always struggle to see what am I doing with it? Like, what do I do? Other than it tells me the hot topics. But again, I think I know the hot topics. Mostly do. Still, that's big. InfoFi is the game now. Cato, Cookie, now Arbus. Arbus could be a really big player in this space, and I think they will be. I'm rooting for those guys. How much Arbus has to be staked? Oh boy, I'm trying to remember here. It's not much. Like a big selling point is it's significantly less than like the cost of Cato. Yeah, whale intel is what I'm really looking forward to getting to. But so, Cats, how do you use Arbus, right? Like, what is Arbus getting you that you wouldn't have if it didn't exist? Whale intel is great, man. I got to get access. And I wonder what the USD cost is on getting access to whale intel now. Gigabrain now has one-click trading. I love this. It's alpha. So they give you trade ideas, and then with a click, it executes that. And if you have a certain balance, this thing will manage your portfolio too. So Gigabrain, I absolutely love. Also in the Swarm with us, I'm pretty darn sure Gigabrain is in the ACP with us in the hedge fund trading DAO. Awesome stuff. I think the hedge fund trading DAO is going to be it's an all-star lineup. Amazing stuff. Gloria locking up their tokens longer. Love that. So an extra 90 days of token lockup. So keep farming your Gloria. I love that move. GG's to them. Virgin's getting launched on some more exchanges. Aerodrome, you can now trade over there. I believe there's a couple dexes, like bigger dexes, actually maybe some centralized exchanges that are about to list Virgin. Virgin's going to do amazing, man. AI assistant on Arbus for research threads. Okay, so you just ask it questions about a token and you'll get some like market data back from it, or like mindshare, like research report kind of stuff, right? I got to play with it more. Crypto agents. This is kind of transitioning to NFTs real quick, still in AI. The crypto agents, which are PFPs that do have an agent along with it. I love it. Auctions are coming to an end here in just a few hours, guys. In about 2 hours. It's a 10K collection. I have a feeling these are going to do very, very well. Average bids 0.015. Interesting. If you can get one of these for 0.015, I probably should throw in a bid. I got to check that out. If you can mint one for 0.015, I absolutely want in. Now, this I'm curious about. Right? I try to see where my spidey sense, where I'm feeling it. I kind of look, Eternal sounds great. It looks great. I also have gotten I just get a tingle from it. I'm not sure. Somebody's saying it's a rug from the BVM team. I don't know what BVM is. It doesn't feel like a rug. It feels like a really cool collectible. But I don't know. I'm interested in it still. I might throw a little bit in there. Moving on, guys. SEC. Some really big announcements yesterday. This is great. It says staking, it's not a security. Staking activity does not all of a sudden make something a security. Huge. Absolutely freaking massive for, Ethereum, the whole Ethereum ecosystem, the DeFi ecosystem. Staking and earning yield does not make it a security. That's huge. That to me can open the floodgates here. And we're already starting to see, the ETH meme coin ecosystem start to pop off. That's kind of touching in this. We see something like Zeus cooking. Zeus got to like a 60, maybe 70 mil market cap, and that new meme coin, the new Moodang, I'm trying to remember its name, but cooking like 80 mil market cap. Like we're getting ready to cook over on ETH. And staking is a reason why. It's part of it. SEC also dismissed its charges against Binance. It's huge. And so Binance is back open for business here in the U.S. Here we go. USD services are live. Deposit USD, buy crypto. Binance US is back. It's a big deal. It's a pretty damn big deal. Okay. Maybe I saved this, but InfoFi. You know what? I'll swing back to InfoFi here because I got some thoughts. Over in the NFT side, guys, OpenSea officially out of beta. It's game time. Working our way to TGE. C tokens coming, man. Don't know when yet, but just know that they've completed their beta phase. Still questing happening. And it's going to get pretty spicy over there really, really soon. What's up, Moonship? What's our huge news? What is it, man? OpenSea? Oh, the Binance thing. Yeah, the Binance thing for sure. The Binance thing, yeah. Anyway, OpenSea put out a great video. Great video. Made by Good Vibes Club. Yeah, the awesome promo video was made by GVC. Check this out. Let's play the thing. It's awesome. And you know what? Let's get the audio there too. So now I got an idea what GVC is going for here. They're going to be like some top tier content creators, video creator, whatever for, for crypto, for these Web3 brands. Yeah, check this out. This is fucking awesome. Man, really good stuff. Really good. Okay, again, made by the team at GVC who's worked with Google and Meta and just some of the biggest brands in the world, showing what they're capable of here. And of course, this partnership with OpenSea. Well, first off, GVC holders are going to be getting a bunch of XP through this partnership, which is great. But that partnership being announced, it did a little something. It kind of did move the needle because yesterday GVC did flip doodles briefly flip doodles. GVC got to 105, just barely flipping doodles, and they flipped right back. Doodles in the lead. But good vibes now over on ETH, which is wild. And guys, we've been expecting it. We've been planning for this for a while. Raul, good morning, man. Good to see you, man. Yeah, we've been planning for it. We assumed this was coming. Ooh, we had a big X copy sale. What is that? Hang on. What just sold? Big old X copy sale. Afterburn. Something else must have moved, unless I looked at that wrong. Thought I saw like 90 ETH. Oh, 90 ETH floor. Yes, something big must have moved. Hang on. Yeah, why aren't we seeing that here? Something really, really big sold. Let's go to the X copy sale spot. Big old sale. Let's see. X copy bot. It's that potentially. It's got to be this piece. This just sold, but for how much? I have a lot of trouble with the new OpenSea, like reading it. Price history. Yeah, where do I see sales history on that? This is really confusing. Do you guys use OS2? Like, activity. Oh, hang on. Is that it right there? It sold for $1 million. Yeah, 8 minutes ago, $1 million X copy sale. 1.1 million USDC. How about that? X copy season. Again, art season's here. It is. It's quietly here. The stuff ramps up. It's not going to be so quiet soon. The FX hash platform launch, like their new mechanics with their token. Perfect timing. It's art season. $1.1 million sale. Man, incredible things. Love it. Good shit. Back to GVC real quick. I'm a GVC stan for sure. But I'm going to keep giving them their flowers because they deserve it. They do. It's the best thing out of this cycle so far. There's a couple other great collections, but these are different. I'll keep saying it. They're different. We saw they're different from 0.1. They still feel different. I know they're different. 1 ETH floor. But look through the activity here and see what keeps happening. Again and again and again, sales over floor, way over floor. 2.4 ETH sale, 3.95 ETH, 3.2 ETH, 3.5. These are all in the past hour. It's not slowing down. Go back a little further. This is about 5 hours ago. 5.75, 5 ETH. Hoodies are starting to come up. The floor on hoodies is now basically 6 ETH. We saw 4 hoodies in the past 24 hours sell for 5+ ETH. It's GVC season, and I think it's just starting. And so now these price predictions I've had, not changing them. I think these hoodies and the rarer things are going to start going for 10+. And the grails, like the 1-1s, like we saw Vibefoot, 40+ ETH, right? Sold for $117,000. We'll see more of those 1-1 sales around there. We'll see that. We'll see the very rare guys going for 15 to 20. We'll see the guys. I'll use the hoodie as an example, but something like a hoodie will go for, I think, 10 to 15 ETH. And we'll see some of the really nice traits, the mid rares. We'll see those go for, 3 ETH to 7-ish ETH. Just depends. There's a lot of rarity in here. There's a lot of collectability in here. There's certain things people are chasing. There's a lot of action. We're going to see a lot of action here. So good for them, but they're not done. I don't want to say early for GVC, but a lot of potential there. All right, we had that big Claynosaurus mint yesterday. This is fucking great. Popkins minted yesterday. I misunderstood part of this too, by the way. I read the supply, 25,000 Popkins, and I thought, okay, not every pack is guaranteed to have a Popkins in it. And if you happen to mint one and you don't get a Popkins NFT in your pack, well, you get a refund, which is awesome. But I thought yesterday, I'm like, okay, but there's 25,000 packs. They don't all have a Popkins. That must mean the collection size is closer to like 10,000 or 15,000. It got me thinking. I'm like, okay, this is probably a spicy play. And for anybody who doesn't know, it's a Claynosaurus mint on Sui, $200, open mint, open to anybody. I love this. They gave away some free packs to some partner projects. Awesome. I love it. But I saw this morning, first off, I don't want to say this struggled to mint. It didn't, but an hour in, they'd sold like 3,000 packs out of 25,000. I'm like, okay, it's a slower grind. And like, what happens if they, don't mint out? But then it starts like increasing and increasing, and it's picking up pace. And, at the point it was at 6, 7, 8,000. I'm like, all right, this is looking okay. So I kicked off the stream yesterday to cover it and ended up buying a pack. I've got 2 packs, in fact. And throughout the day, again, mint's going up and up and up until I wake up this morning and I see that they're at 29,000 packs minted, which then made me realize what's really happening. And it's really cool. Okay. This is an open-ended mint. Open-ended. They can mint 100,000 packs. I don't know when this closes, but you can mint still. And mint and mint and mint and mint. And guys, it's so fucking interesting. And again, if you mint a pack and you don't get a Popkins in there, you get your $200 back. So the more people that mint, the worse your odds are for hitting a Popkins. Interesting. If you get that refund, by the way, there's still other NFTs in your pack that you'll keep, just not the Popkins itself, right? But you still will get some exposure to this, like like little items that'll have a place in their ecosystem. But this number just keeps going up. And so I don't know. Interesting way to mint. Actually like this a lot. I expect to see people copy this method. Open-ended, randomness to it. Really, really good. GG's to those guys. Really. Again, we'll see when this closes. At this point, 25,000 mystery packs have gone. The mystery ones are the ones where you don't know if you're going to get a legendary. A legendary is guaranteed to have a Popkins. Or if you're going to get an escape pack, which again, you have no Popkins in there. You get a couple other items. 25,000 of those minted. Only 339 rat packs, which is a rare Popkins, like a rat variant. Really, really interesting. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Distribution of packs and reveal happens next week on the 3rd. I think it's the 3rd to the 5th. Might be 3rd or 5th, but it was right in that range. Again, great mint. Congrats to that team. They have a Spaces coming up here. 1 p.m. today. It's 2 p.m. Eastern time. The Sui team's going to be on there too. Remember, Sui's got Pokemon. This ecosystem's going to be really hot, really hot. So Pokemon, Claynosaurs, good stuff coming to those guys. Incredible. We had a big update from, this is actually huge. I think this is pretty huge. And I mean this, is this the most mainstream accessible NFT ever now, ever, against things like NBA Top Shot? What we have now is an NFT, a free NFT every single month for Disney Plus subscribers. I think that's really interesting, man. So Disney Plus subscribers, they have a perk website. You log into the site, you claim a free mystery capsule, and you get a pin. So Disney Pinnacle, these are these NFT pins on Flow. People have been collecting these for months. I don't remember if there's a market for these, but I think there's some like third-party markets, in Discord where people trade. But now everybody with Disney Plus now can get an NFT. I don't think I've ever seen an NFT that so many people can actually just grab with a couple clicks. I mean that. I think this is the most mainstream NFT drop we've ever seen, ever. And you get a $10 Dapper credit. I sound like I'm shilling here, and it does sound shilly, but it's, I don't think I've seen anything like this in years in NFTs. I don't think I've seen anything that so many people get exposure to that. Yeah, it's wild, Hoods. So that Pinnacle thing's been going on for, let's say, 6-8 months, somewhere in that ballpark. But yeah, Disney Plus, there's how many tens of millions or hundreds of millions of Disney Plus subscribers? That's huge. They all get a free NFT. That's, I don't know, pretty incredible. And then I think we'll end here on Laudio and InfoFi and whatever. And man, I'm not digging the Laudio stuff. I'm not digging the InfoFi stuff. It's fake. It's fake, and it's also fine, right? It's a whole bunch of things at once. It's the new meta. I prefer giving airdrops to people who are tweeting about you. I prefer that to people who are just throwing money at a platform and farming it, because it does make it open for everybody. But is it real? Is it going to actually like win you over users? Maybe. But there's something a little off-putting about seeing people talking about this topic today and then this topic tomorrow and this topic the next day. And at some point that will stop working. In fact, I think if you become one of those people, I think you risk getting your account muted. I do, because I considered this. I considered earlier, I'm like, should I mute everybody saying Laudio? And I don't want to, and I'm not going to, but the thought crossed my mind. But then that starts applying to all these other things. At some point, if you see accounts that are just shilling something different every day, at what point are you muting those specific people? At what point is that bad for your brand and your reach? If you're farming that way and just making your account something that people just don't want to see anymore, it is a risk. It's a risk. Like right or wrong, I get it. I get how we're heading in that direction. I got some comments about Laudio, but just to say, I'm not the only one seeing that. This is somebody from the Cookie team seeing very much the same thing. They don't see engagement farming like this as sustainable. They don't. But there is a way to go reward people who are, I don't know, they're like loyal to their community. They tweet about their community through good and bad times. That's their main focus. You can tweet about anybody still. Like, it's not to say you can't tweet about whatever you want to, right? Of course you can. But there's a difference between the copy paste, you know, by the numbers tweets that are, giving a project's details. And that's what a lot of these tweets are. It's like, this project partnering with these guys, launching a token at this. Here's a couple of, facts. It's great. It's all info I want to see. But do I want to see that same info 500 times? Not really. That's where I think accounts start risking, getting muted. But it's up to these platforms, I think, to incentivize people to make better content. And that's where like some loyalty will come in. In fact, I almost think they should give bonuses, rewards to people putting out good content about ecosystems that have a lower mind share. Like in a way, just like I think, boy, maybe this is backwards, but just like on virtuals, I think they should give more rewards to tokens with a higher market cap. I almost think they should give more rewards to projects with lower mind share. I think that'd be super interesting, especially like the quality project. Quality project, low mind share, incentivize their community, give them more rewards. There's something there. Anyway, I'm just watching to see how this plays out. It's so like new. I just don't know. But also, I get why people are farming this loud thing. I get it. So what I think is so interesting about loud. So hang on. Loud is so interesting, man. Again, the fees for this loud token when it comes. Well, okay. First off, I'll back this up. First off, they're copying virtuals, which is amazing. Everyone's going to copy virtuals. And we have been saying this for weeks, if not months. The new meta is rewarding users. It is. And it's great for us. We're going to make so much more in airdrops maybe than ever. Maybe. But it's great for us. This new meta, great for us. Now, Loud is doing what Virtuals is doing, is in pre-sale at a tiny market cap or tiny FDV. Means you are going to eat. And so I think like the top 1,000 people here are going to get into this pre-sale, the Loud pre-sale. And I think the estimates are 2.2 SOL equals like about $10,000 at 70 mil FDV, which is really doable. Really doable. Again, this looks a lot like Virtuals launches. That's going to be a 450x for pre-salers. Huge. And it works, and it's sustainable. Now, what Loud is doing that's so different is they're going to share the fees of the token being traded. The fees get shared with the top 25 yappers. So now you've just incentivized the biggest accounts on crypto Twitter to tweet about your token because they're fighting for a huge payday. I'm talking like a 6-figure payday. And can they make it sustainable? Maybe. But now I'm watching Loud because it's going to be a token launchpad. There'll be more tokens that drop here with the same formula. Top 25 people talking about that token, get the fees. Everybody else competing to get into the pre-sale on the leaderboard by tweeting about it. So again, very much like virtuals. This is the new meta, and this works. And I think this works way longer than people would expect it to work. It works until people don't want tokens. That's it. That is when this meta dies. When the crypto market crashes and nobody's buying any tokens, then this ends. But then again, even when it's dead, if you get a hot coin that's launching at 150K market cap, there's still upside there. There still is upside there. And so the game continues, I think, even in a bear market, just to a lesser degree. But that is super freaking interesting. And I think Virtuals deserves all the flowers for it. Right? And actually, really, I think Vader deserves it. Vader's the one who's launching at these tiny market caps. It's fucking fascinating. So good times here for us still. This continues for months at least months. We might have a year left of this stuff, which is a really long time. Get in this game. Virtuals especially. Get in virtual. Start playing around there. Really, get active. This is going to be... You don't get these opportunities so often. Oh, yeah, man. Well, so Boop is reinventing their rewards too. But yeah, Boop messed up. Boop really messed up. They're, I basically dead. They've got a chance to come back. But now with, Pump Fund sharing revenue, there might not be a chance for Boop. For Boop to come back, they're going to have to make it really rewarding. In fact, you know what? Let me peek at Boop. Because I think, I did launch a token there. Never got to the, market cap, whatever, right? Let's see if this even works anymore. But I'm going to see if I can actually claim my Boop drop now. They changed so much stuff that it might not even exist anymore. Yeah, Boop screwed up. I don't even want to use them after the fuckery from them. I just don't even want to. But that said, they have an opportunity to come. Yeah, the site's not even working anymore. If that was the right site. I don't want to use them. Now, if they go and relaunch and they have incredible rewards, great. They have a chance. But Pump Fund stole rewards. The man is right. Heidi's is right. He's always right. Nah, we've been on the Roth, by the way. Good morning, man. No, we've been on the GVC thing from the get-go. Nothing happened in GVC is surprising here. Okay, today be on the lookout for hard starting a launch pad. Yeah. Dude, bake in rewards and it'll work. Somebody like Dingaling is gonna have to go get a big exclusive token drop too. He's gonna have to do something to win people over. I don't know. I don't think he can do it. All right, maybe more videos today, maybe not today. I really want to put a focus on tweeting. Write a thread or two. Gotta start getting the X. Gotta start getting in the algo out there. Right? It can't just be video. It's got to be the tweets with it. Because at that point, then I think we got something to market. Then I think we could sell some mind share to some projects. For right now, maybe not. So we're gonna put some effort on that. Anyway, subscribe over on CryptoSlam over on YouTube. Of course, the Swarm over on X. Be smart with this guy, man. Just be smart. Do the right thing. No, I don't even mean to say it like that. Whatever. ACP's coming. Swarm's going to be cooking in that Swarm. Swarm's going to be cooking in ACP. I'm really, really curious how this is going to go. I got my thoughts. So follow along there. Of course, we stream there in the morning. This weekend, man, I'll be covering all the same stuff. I'll do that on my personal account. So you know where to find me there. You follow me at Hudah_idiot. And I will be still reaching out to some of these guests, these virtuals, launchpad, launches. And if I can get them on, I'm going live on the weekend over on the Swarm account too, right? So keep your eyes out. Ideally, we're going live this weekend with a guest or two. So we'll see. Anyway, enjoy your Friday, fam. I may see you later. I may not. But if not, enjoy it. Get active in virtuals, man. Make some trades. Q, good to see you, man. Have a great day. We'll catch you fuckers soon. Peace.